Hello children, today I am here to teach you chapter 19 in your textbook, that's sets. We'll see what are the basics that you have to learn in this lesson. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. George Cantor was the founder of set theory, and we'll see what are the characteristics of sets. Objects belonging to a set are called elements. Set is a collection of identifiable objects, and capital letters of the English alphabet can be used to label sets. So what are the important properties in a set? Objects belongs to the set we call as elements, and it's a collection of identifiable objects. And we only use capital letters to represent sets. Now we'll take these examples and identify whether these are sets or not sets. All students in your class, you know your peers. So that's identifiable. So that's a set. Vowels in the alphabet, A, E, I, O, U. We know that. So that's a set. Multiples of 3 between 1 and 10. What are the multiples? 3, 6, 9? Yes, that's a set. Taller people. We can't identify who are taller and who are shorter. So it's difficult to identify. So that's not a set. Beautiful girls. How can we compare whether she's beautiful or not? It's difficult to identify. So that's not a set. Letters in the word Kataragama. We know K-A-T-A-R-A. Those are the letters in the Kataragama. So that's a set. Now we'll see what's the set notation. There are two types of set notations. So you are learning here only two methods, and in grade 10, 11, you are learning another two. The descriptive method and the method of listing elements. Descriptive means we write the definition in words. This is a set, capital A is equal to, and there's a way of writing a set. With curly brackets, we write down what's the set, odd numbers between 0 to 10. So that's called descriptive method. What's the other method? Listing elements means we find out what are the elements and we write in curly brackets. So what are the elements? Odd numbers between 0 to 10. What are the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So these are the odd numbers. So when you write down the elements, we call that method is listing elements. And we don't repeat the same number twice. So two types of set notations, descriptive method and method of listing elements. Now look at this one. P, capital P is a set. A, E, I, O, U are the elements in that set. So how you represent these are elements? So we use this symbol like this and put a line. So these are Greek letters. So we use this in place of an element. How we represent not an element? We write that symbol and cross it out. So remember, if we cross it out, that's not belongs to that set, not an element. Now we'll see. When you take the P set, A is an element. A is inside the set. So we can use this symbol to represent A is an element in P. B is not. So we have to write this symbol and cross it out. C is not an element. D also not in P. E is in the set, so it belongs to set P. F also not in the P set, so we have to cross it out. So only A and E belongs to set P, and all the other elements here not belongs to set P. Write set of A if 3 is a member, 6 is a member, 9 is a member, 12 is a member. So we say member also. So we can say what are the elements in A. 3 is an element, 6 is an element, 9 is an element, and 12 is an element. Write set of B if X is an element of B, Y is an element of B, Z is also an element of B. So what are the elements? X, Y, Z. Write set C if these are Sinhala alphabet. Th, R, M, G. So here all these are elements. So we can write those letters Th, R, M, and G. Those are all elements. Write set of D if 3 not belongs to D. That means not an element. 5 not an element. 6 not an element. But 7 is an element. 8 is an element. And 9 is not an element. So what are the elements in D? Only 7 and 8. So you can't write the other numbers inside the set. Write set of E if B is an element, Q is an element, but R is not, S is not, T is an element, U is not an element, V is an element, W is not an element. So what are the elements? B, Q, T, U is not, V, and W is not. So only these 4 elements. So when you write elements, you put a comma in between, and we don't repeat the elements inside a set. P is K-A-T-H-R-G-M. Fill in the blanks using element or not an element. K. K is an element in P. It's there. B letter is not there. G, yes, G is an element of P. V is not. R is there. It's an element. S is not an element. M is an element here. L, not there. So not an element. Y, simple Y is not there, so not an element. T is there, so that's an element. So now we know how to use this symbol and this one. Write down the method of listing elements for given descriptive sets. Factors of 36. What are the factors? 1 and 36 a factor. Then it's divisible by 3. So 3 is a factor. What else? 4 times 9. 4 is a factor. 6 times 6. 6 is a factor, but we don't write 6 twice. And 7, no, 8, 9. Then what else? 18. 18 times 2. Then 36. So those are the, and we forgot 12. 12 times 3, 36. So here we can write here. No need to write in order. All elements you have to write inside. So 12 also you can write. So those are the factors of 36. Prime numbers between 10 and 30. 11 is a prime number. 12 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 again, 18, 19 is a prime number, 20, 21, 22, 23 is a prime number, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29. So these are the prime numbers. Letters in the word vowels. What are the letters? V, O, W, E, L, S. So these are elements in the word vowels. Prime numbers with one digit. Prime numbers. 2 is a prime number. 3, 5, 7 with one digit. You can't take 11. Prime factors of 50. What are the prime factors? So when you take 50, it's divisible by 2 and 5. So prime factors are 2 and 5. Square numbers less than 30. Square numbers is 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 2, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Square numbers less than 30. You can write 1, 4, 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25. But you can't write 36, that's more than 30. Triangular numbers less than 20. What are triangular numbers? So if we can make a triangle starting from 1 and then 3, then 6. You are adding a row. Then 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 plus 6, you get 21. So that is more than 20, so you can't write. Suits in a card pack. So what are the suits? We get club, diamond, hearts and spades. So those are the suits in a card pack. So clubs, diamond, hearts and spades. Put correct sign for correct statements and wrong sign for incorrect statements. 3 is an element of this set. Yes, this is there. So that's correct. X is an element here? No, it's not. K, this letter is inside? No, it's not there. Yes, it's not there, so it represents not an element. So that's correct. Triangle, not an element of a polygon. Triangle is a polygon. Polygons are triangle, square, four-sided figure, six-sided figure, all shapes bounded by straight lines. So triangle is an element of polygon. So this is wrong. Colombo is an element. That's a city in Sri Lanka. That's correct. 45 is an element in multiples of 5. Yes, it's true. 33 is not an element multiples of 11. 33 is a multiple of 11, so that's wrong. 7 is an element of digits in 237. That's correct, it's an element. V is not an element in Roman numbers. So this means 5 in Roman numbers. So this is wrong. 15 is an element. Multiples of 10. Multiples of 10 means 10, 20, 30 like that. 15 is not an element. So that's wrong. Number of elements in a set. So we know how to write down the elements. So here if A is A, B, C, D, E, how many elements are there? Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elements in that set. How we write down that? Using symbols. We write small n with normal brackets and we write 5. Number of elements in A is 5. So like that. Can you write down what are the multiples of 3 between 10 and 20? So I can write, what are the multiples? 12, 3 times 5, 15, 18, then you get 21, you can't write. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 elements in that set. So number of elements in set B is equal to 3. Find NP, number of elements in P. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements in P. Q, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements in Q. Find NR. Letters of the word this. You can't repeat. It's better to write it again and see what are the different elements. M, A, H. Don't write A again. R, G. A again, M again and A again. So these are the different elements. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements in R. Number of elements in S, letters in the word common. Identify C1. O, M. We don't repeat M again. O again you can't repeat and N. So how many elements? C-O-M-N. 4 elements in S. Find elements in T. All are different elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements there. Number of elements in U. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements in the set U. Look at these two examples. You have given a set A and set B. What is number of elements in A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5. What's the number of elements in B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what can you say about these two? NA is equal to NB. That's true. Number of elements in both are the same. So you can write NA equals NB. A is given 3, 7, 9, 10, 12. How many elements in A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Factors of 20. What are factors of 20? 1 is a factor. 2 is a factor. 4, yes, 5 a factor. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then what else? 20 is a factor. Before that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No. So that's 20. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements in set B. See prime numbers between 10 and 30. Prime numbers. So 11 is a prime number. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 we can take. 20, 21, 22, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29 again. So how many elements in C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many elements in C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements in C. D. Prime factors of 30. So what are prime factors? It's divisible by 2 and divisible by 3 and divisible by 5. So 2, 3, 5 are prime numbers. So those are prime factors. 2, 3, 5. So 3 elements are there in D. Letters in the word Mathara don't repeat. So what are the elements? M, A, T. A you can't repeat again. R, that's all. A again you can't repeat. So how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. Prime factors of 144. 144 you can divide by 2. So these are prime factor is 2. Now you can divide by 3. So 2 and 3 are the prime factors of 144. So how many elements? 2 elements are there. Null set. So what's null set? A set which has no elements is called the null set. Polygons with less than 3 sides. So the minimum number of sides in a polygon is 3. You can't create a polygon with less than 3 sides. So as minimum number of sides of a polygon is a triangle, there are no elements in A. So how can we denote that? We can write just the curly brackets and we can't write any elements inside. So that represent it's a null set. So what's this symbol? That's a Greek letter chi. So chi is a Greek letter to represent. That's a null set, empty set. So how many elements are there in chi? Empty set? Now there's no elements, so that's 0. So according to this example, in A is also 0 because there are no elements in set A. Identify null sets from given sets. Positive whole numbers less than 0. Less than 0, all numbers are negative. So you can't find out positive numbers. So that's a null set. Odd numbers that are divisible by 2. It's not divisible. Any odd number not divisible by 2. That's null set. People with height more than 3 meters. Can you find? We can't find 3 meters is very tall. So that's also a null set. Multiples of 10 between 10 and 99. You get multiples of 10. What are the multiples? 20, 30, 40. So there are elements. So this is not a null set. Letters in the word good. G is there, O is there, D is there. So letters are there in the set. So that's not a null set. Numbers more than 100 with digits 1, 2, 3. 101. So numbers more than 100 means 101 digits are there. 1. 102, 2 digit is there. So there are elements. So not a null set. Multiples of 7 between 2 and 5? You can't because first multiple is 7. That's not in between 2 and 5. So this is a null set. T is inside 0 is there. So there's an element. Not a null set. V is there's an element there, chi. So that means not a null set. Even prime numbers. Prime numbers are not even. even prime numbers are there. What are they? 2. 2 is a prime number as well as it's even. So there are elements. So not a null. Prime square numbers. What are square numbers? 1. It's not a prime number. 4. 4 is not a prime number. Then 9, 16, 25. So all these are not prime. So prime square numbers, you can't find elements. That's a null set. This one, A is not equal to A. That's whole numbers. That's not true. 1 is equal to 1. 3 is equal to 3. You can't say not equal. So this is wrong. So you can't get numbers that are not equal to each other. So that means a null set. Use this set to answer following questions. So you have to consider all digits 0 to 9. Even numbers out of that, you can say 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So how many elements are there? You get 4. So NA means 4. Multiples of 3. What are the multiples of 3? 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9 means 3. Triangular numbers. What are triangular numbers? 1. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6 is a triangular number. 6 plus 4, 10. So 10 is not here. So we can write 1, 3, 6. So 3 elements are there. Now we'll look at review exercise. Copy the following expressions in your exercise book and put correct sign or wrong sign by reading the statements. The multiples of 3 between 0 and 20. So that's, you can identify, that's a set. The months of the year. So what are the months of the year? January, February, you can identify. So that's a set. Beautiful flowers, we can't identify whether this is beautiful or not. So that's not identifiable, that's not a set. Prime numbers, yes, 2, 4, 2, 5, 7, 3, like that, prime numbers. So that's a set. Tall people, we can't identify whether they are tall, short. So that's not a set. Question number 2. Each of the following sets are expressed using a common characteristics of its elements. Rewrite each set by listing all its elements within curly brackets. So what are square numbers between 0 and 20? Square numbers 1, 2 squared 4, 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16 and 25. The next number, so less than 20, so these are the square numbers. The letters in the word Maharagama. So what are the letters? We can write M, A, H, A, you can't repeat again, R, A, you can't repeat again, G, A, M, A. So M-A-H-R-G-M. Then the months with 31 days. Months with 31 days. What are the months? When you do the hand like this, you can get January, February, then March, April, no, May, June, July. Then August again, 31 days. September, no, October. November is 30 and December. So these are the months. So I'll write January. So these are the months with 31 days. So these are elements in C. The digits in the number 41242. So what are the digits? 1 is there, 2, 4. That's all. You can't repeat 1 or 2. E is the provinces of Sri Lanka. So what are the provinces? We know Northern. There are 9 provinces. Northern, Southern, Northern, Southern, Western, Eastern. So those are the 4 sides. Then you get Uva province, Sabaragamuwa province, what else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and North Central, Northwestern, and Central. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Central. So those are the 9 provinces in Sri Lanka. Question number 3. Let A be the set of all multiples of 2 between 1 and 15. Express the set A using a common characteristic of its elements. That means you are asked to write in descriptive method. So we can write A is a set. You can write multiples of 2 between 1 and 15. And then to write the set A again, listing all elements within curly brackets. So listing element method. So how you write down the elements? Multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So those are the elements in set A. Example number 1. Write 4 is an element of the set of square numbers using set notation. It's an element. So what's the symbol we use? 4 is an element. This symbol in the set of square numbers. So we can write square numbers. So this is a set. Within curly brackets, you can describe the set, square numbers. Write a parrot is not an element of the set of 4-legged animals. Parrot is not an element. So we write this and cross it out. Not an element in 4-legged animals. So this is how we can write down. Exercise 19.1. Write each of the following in words as it is read. Triangle is an element of a polygon set. So what you can write? Triangle is an element of set of polygons. So you can write the set is polygons. Then this is M is not an element in the vowel in the English alphabet. So you can write M is the element, is not an element of set of vowels in the alphabet, English alphabet. Eight is an element in the set even numbers. So you can write 8 is an element of set of even numbers. Carrot is not an element in the varieties of fruits. So you can write carrot is not an element of varieties of fruits. Copy the following in your exercise book. Fill in the blanks with element or not an element as appropriate. 11 is a prime number, so it is an element. 15, multiples of 4, not an element there. Blue is the colors of the rainbow. What are the colors? One fairy came in violet and one were indigo. In blue, green, yellow, orange, they made a pretty bow. Yes, blue is a colors of rainbow. That's an element. Mango, varieties of fruits. Yes, it's a fruit. It's an element. Mathura, district in Western Province. Mathura is in the southern province, not in Western Province. So that's not an element. Copy the following statements in your exercise book. Place correct sign in front of the correct statements and wrong sign in front of the incorrect statements. 7 is an element of this set. Yes, 7 is there. So that's correct. 5 is not an element. That's also correct. It's not there. A is not inside here. It's there. So that's wrong. This is a rectangle is there inside. So you can't say not an element. 3 is not belongs to this set. So you can't say that's an element. That's also wrong. Example number 1. Multiples of 3 between 1 and 20. Find the value of NP, number of elements in P. So before that, we need to identify the elements. Multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And 21 you can't write. So these are the multiples of 3. So what's the number of elements in P? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can write 6 elements are there. Example number 2. Let P be the set of multiples of 6 between 1 and 20 and Q be the set of even numbers between 1 and 20. Express each of the sets P and Q with the elements written within curly brackets. Multiples of 6 between 1 and 20. 6, 12, 18. Those are the three. Q means set of even numbers between 1 and 20. Even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and it's between. Between means you can't take 20. So 18 is the last digit. And part 2, it says copy the following statements and select the ones which are true. 10 is an element of P. That's wrong. So here only select which are true. 10 is not an element of Q. That's also wrong because 10 is there in Q. 18 is an element of P. That's correct. So this is the only correct statement. Find NP and NQ. So NP, number of elements in P, 1, 2, 3. Number of elements in Q, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is the answer. Exercise 19.2. Express each of the following sets with its elements written within curly brackets, counting numbers that are less than 10. So you can write A within curly brackets. Counting numbers. What are counting numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So less than 10. So that's up to 9. Then B, letters in the word Anuradhapura. A, N, U, R, A you can't repeat again, D, H, A is there, P, U already written, R, A. So these are the different elements. C is the X set. Days of the week. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So those are the days in a week. Multiples of 5 between 2 and 8. So 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10. So you can't write 10 there. So only one element is there. P is prime numbers from 32 to 38. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 is a prime number. 38, you can't, so only one element is there. And Q is a set, the grades in primary school in Sri Lanka. What are the grades? Grades in the school primary. So we can say grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 to 5. Those are primary classes. Then G, prime factors of 30. 30 is divisible by 2. So 2 is a prime number divisible by 3 and 5. So 2, 3, 5. Those are prime factors of 30. Write the values of NA, NB, NX, all the number of elements. So we'll do again What's NA here? NA equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's NB? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. NC? 7 days of the week. 7. And in Y is just one element is there. In P, one element. In Q, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements are there. Then in M is 1, 2, 3. 3 elements in that set. Question number 2. Write a set A in terms of a common characteristic of its elements such that the elements can be identified clearly where NA equals 4. So that means number of elements in A is 4. So 4 elements. So you can write any set A. So we can write first 4 letters in the alphabet. You can write any set, but the requirement is number of elements in that set is equal to 4. First 4 letters in the alphabet. So then it becomes A, B, C, D. Those are the first 4 letters. So NA becomes 4. Third one, write a set P in terms of a common characteristic of its elements such that the elements can be identified clearly. In P equals 1. Only one element. We'll take whole numbers. In between -1 and 1. So what are the whole numbers? You can say 0. We take 0 as the whole number. So 0 is the whole number. Then NP is equal to 1. Exercise 19.3. Write down whether each of the following sets is a null set or not. Positive multiples of 5 which are less than 5. Which are less than 5. 5 is the first positive multiple. So that's a null set. You can't find out any elements. Whole numbers from 0 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are so many. So not a set. Not a null set. Odd numbers between 1 and 3. There are no odd numbers. So that's a null set. Digits in the number 4, 1, 2, 4, 2. There are digits 4, 1, 2. So not a null set. Colors of the rainbow. There are colors. So that's not a null set. U equals 0. So there are elements. Not a null set. Question number 2. Explain with reasons whether the set integers such that the square is -1 is the null set. That the square is -1. Can we get a square term as minus? We can't get a square term negative. So it's a null set. Explain with reasons. So you can write all square numbers are positive and cannot be -1. So this is therefore, it's a null set. Miscellaneous exercise. M is 2, 4, 6, 8. Fill in the blanks with element or not an element. 2 is an element. 4 is an element of M. 3 is not an element. 6 is there. It's an element. 7 is not in M, so we cross it out. 8 is an element of M. Question number 2, write down 3 examples for the null set. So what are the examples? Birds with 4 legs. Birds with 4 legs. And whole numbers in between 3 and 4. So you are not getting whole numbers in between 3 and 4. And we can say odd numbers that are divisible by 2. Odd numbers that are divisible by 2. So these are null sets. Question number 3. Rewrite each of the following sets by listing the elements within brackets. Prime numbers less than 20. Prime numbers less than 20. So 2, 3, 5. 7, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is also a prime number. And B, the letters in the word university. What are the letters? U, N, I, V, E, R, S, I already written, and T and Y. See, provinces in Sri Lanka. So there are 9 provinces. What are the provinces? Northern, Southern, Eastern, Western, Uva, Sabaragamuwa, Central, North Central, and North Western. So altogether 9 provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 provinces. D. Square numbers between 20 and 30. What are square numbers? So after 20, that's 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times, can we write 49? This is in between 20 and 30. Only we can write 25. E. Square numbers which are prime numbers. Square numbers which are prime, we can't find. 1, 4, and then 9. All are not prime numbers. So, it's an empty set. We can just write down the curly brackets. And F, whole numbers between 2 and 16 which are divisible by 3 or 5. So, divisible by 3, so you can take 3. And 4, 5 is divisible by 5. 6 is divisible by 3. 7, 8, 9. 9 also divisible by 3. Then 9, 10 divisible by 5. 11, 12. 12 divisible by 3. 13, 14. 14 and 15, that's divisible by 5. So, those are the numbers. Now, write down the values of NA and B. So, that means number of elements in each set. NA, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. NB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. NC, that's 9. 9 provinces. D, only one element. ND equals 1. NE, 0. Null set. And NF, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements are there. Question number 4. Write a set P in terms of a common characteristic of its elements such that the elements can be identified clearly, where NP equals to 2 elements. What can you write? Anything that you like. I can write first 2 letters in the alphabet. First 2 letters in the English alphabet. So that means A and B. So NP equals to, you can write any set, but the condition is number of elements in that set should be equal to 2. So we completed all theory related to sets. What are the important things you have to learn? This symbol. This is an element, and when you cross it out, it is not an element. And we use capital letters to represent sets. And also, what is this symbol? A null set or an empty set, sometimes we call. Just we write down the 2 curly brackets, and there are no elements in a null set. And NA means number of elements in a set. Practice all exercises and examples and thorough with sets, because this is a really important lesson for your O-level exam.